Clyde Drexler was never just a basketball player. He was a force of elegance, a human highlight reel whose style made the hardwood feel like a runway. To watch him glide down the court, rise above defenders, and soar toward the rim was to witness something elemental, a mixture of raw power and supreme finesse. Nicknamed Clyde the Glide, he embodied a fluidity and explosiveness that defined a generation of NBA greatness. He wasn't just dunking on opponents, he was floating, gliding, as if gravity treated him differently than everyone else. Born on June 22, 1962, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Drexler grew up in Houston, Texas. He wasn't handed superstardom. It was earned through relentless work and unwavering belief in his potential. At Sterling High School, he wasn't the most talked-about player. He didn't have the spotlight others might have enjoyed early on. But Drexler understood that greatness is often born away from the crowd, in gyms when no one is watching, with a fire that doesn't demand attention, it creates it. He played with purpose, practiced with passion, and slowly began to mold himself into something special. His time at the University of Houston marked a transformation. Alongside Hakeem Olajuwon, Drexler became one of the stars of Phi Slama Jama, a high-flying college basketball phenomenon that changed how people viewed the college game. They brought dunking, fast breaks, and raw athleticism into the national spotlight. Clyde wasn't just a piece of the puzzle. He was a symbol of excitement, unpredictability, and brilliance. The Cougars' back-to-back trips to the Final Four lit a fire across the country and proved that Houston had legends in the making. He wasn't afraid of the big stage. In fact, he seemed to shine brighter when the pressure rose. Drafted 14th overall by the Portland Trail Blazers in 1983, Drexler didn't make noise with bluster. He let his play speak. It didn't take long for Portland fans, and the entire league, to realize they had something special. His dunks were ferocious yet beautiful. His movements, tightrope walks along the baseline, mid-air spins, finishes through contact, were poetry in motion. Drexler averaged over 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game across his NBA career, statistics that only scratched the surface of his impact. He was an all-around force, capable of defending elite guards, running the fast break, and finishing with style or substance. By the late 80s and early 90s, Drexler had become one of the premier guards in the league. He led the Trailblazers to the NBA Finals in 1990 and again in 1992, facing off against none other than Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Though Portland fell short, Drexler's brilliance was unmistakable. He stood toe-to-toe with the greatest, delivering performances that blended artistry and toughness. His 1991-92 season, where he averaged 25 points and earned All-NBA first-team honors, solidified his place among basketball's elite. He wasn't just a star, he was a standard. But Clyde's journey wasn't complete. In 1995, he was traded to the Houston Rockets, a move that reunited him with Olajuwon and re-energized a franchise seeking to defend its title. Drexler's arrival brought not just production, but purpose. He brought veteran leadership, championship hunger, and the calm resolve of a player who had seen everything. That postseason, he delivered game after game, helping the Rockets defy the odds and capture the 1995 NBA championship. For Drexler, it was validation. He wasn't just a star, he was a champion. It was the culmination of a career defined by drive, resilience, and the refusal to be anything less than excellent. Throughout his 15-year career, Drexler made 10 All-Star teams, was named to 5 All-NBA squads, and earned a spot on the NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary teams. He retired with over 22,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, and 6,000 assists, a rare and elite trifecta. And yet, the numbers never quite captured his full story. He played the game with a grace that can't be graphed. He moved with rhythm, not rigidity. He played hard, but never out of control. And above all, he played with respect, for teammates, for opponents, and for the game itself. On and off the court, Clyde represented the essence of what a true professional should be. Clyde Drexler wasn't loud. He wasn't brash. He didn't crave headlines. But he left an indelible impact, and not just on the court. After retiring, he went on to coach at the University of Houston, give back to his community, and serve as a broadcaster, always bringing insight, humility, and intelligence to everything he did. His post-playing career mirrored his time as an athlete. Steady, strong, and filled with quiet dignity. He understood that the game had given him much, and he gave back tenfold, with mentorship, with example, and with compassion. He also became a successful businessman, showing that intelligence and intuition translated far beyond the game. Drexler found success in ventures that included food franchises, broadcasting, and public speaking, where his calm demeanor and sharp intellect earned him respect in boardrooms and classrooms alike. He didn't just transition from basketball, he transcended it. The same vision that allowed him to see lanes on the court helped him navigate the next phase of his life with precision. What makes Drexler's legacy endure isn't just the highlights, it's the consistency. Night after night, season after season, Clyde brought it. He showed that you don't need controversy to be compelling. You don't need theatrics to be thrilling. And you don't need to be the loudest to be the most respected. Drexler's greatness came from doing things the right way. He was as dependable as he was dynamic, as humble as he was heroic. He reminded the world that character and excellence aren't mutually exclusive, they're inseparable. Today, Clyde Drexler remains a giant in the sport's history. His Hall of Fame induction in 2004 was not just a celebration, it was a confirmation. He belongs among the immortals. And his influence lives on in the way today's stars glide through the lane, rise up without fear, and let their performance do the talking. Drexler may not have played in the era of social media, but his impact was viral in every sense, infectious, memorable, and lasting. His presence is still felt in arenas, in conversations about the all-time greats, and in the quiet awe of anyone who watched him play. To this day, fans in Houston and Portland talk about Drexler not with nostalgia, but with reverence. He is not a memory, he is a benchmark. And his name remains synonymous with grace under pressure, with leadership without arrogance, and with flight that needed no wings. So if you remember the swooping dunks, if you've seen a player take flight like it's second nature, if you've ever believed that basketball is as much about grace as it is about grit, then don't let this tribute end here. Thumbs up like this to honor one of the smoothest to ever do it. Repeat button share with someone who respects the quiet icons. Pushpin subscribe to M-Star Hub for more legends who left a mark in motion. Until next time, walk with purpose, move with elegance, and remember, legends don't always shout. Sometimes, they just glide. Clyde Drexler was the glide that changed the game.